This is Richard here, and this I haven't done an inebriated video in a couple of years. I used to do them all the time. I have a pint of Hong Tong in me, so I thought, why not do a video? For those who are just tuning in for the first time, I was a big drinker for a long time, and a couple of years ago I said, nope, that's it. I did a video with actually a bottle like this. Said, okay, I'm gonna finish it and that's gonna be it. And it was for 2 years, nearly 2 years, just a few weeks away. And so I went that route, and it wasn't a bad thing to do. But in the end, it made life a little bit too boring. So I thought, well, can I control it a little bit better? So, yeah, I think I can. I've already, since I think it's 6 weeks since I began consuming alcohol again, I have gone 2 or 3 times where I don't touch it for 2 or 3 days, and I can do it easy. Since if you can stop like that and go 2 years, then you ought to be able to do a day or 2 or 3 easy, and then space it out. But I've never thought about drinking in terms of social. I like it because as a guy who creates content and writing and so on, it definitely greases the skids for that. So I thought I'd do an update. I do a video and give you an update as to Richard's life here, and a lot has changed in a matter of a couple of weeks. For those who have been paying attention, I had quite an amazing incident with a woman where I'd written some stuff. I'd written stuff about her on this blog on freetheanimal.com. Much of it paywalled, but some not, and everything. And also like posts on Twitter and Facebook calling attention to those posts. Long story short is that we've had this on and off thing for 9 months. A French guy who is about not far from her same age. I'm 19 years her senior, so that's an element for sure. And as like getting closer, he somehow figured out about me and that she's in contact with me. So he did his research, dug up stuff, everything I've ever posted and everything, presented it to her, which is an immediate sign, which you will learn later, of insecurity, right? And a chick can detect insecurity so easy. It's so easy. And really what I've learned through this is you just hands off. You watch how it plays out. Because the gal is never gonna go with the insecure guy. Never. So anyway, he gets her all riled up from stuff I post on the internet, which he didn't know about. No Thai would ever know about it. It was either behind paywalls or it's on an American blog, and all of my members are my readership is American, European, Australia, New Zealand, a little spattering in Asia. That's it. So I get ambushed, go to purportedly to visit her. I show up, and here's this French guy, former police commando in France. He's a nice enough guy, right? I mean, I don't want to rain on his parade. He's an okay dude, right? And I speak French, so we started off speaking French. But thing was, is then I'm shown all this stuff I posted, and like all of the screen clips are in French apps, so I know immediately it's him who riled her up to do this. So I leave. I just get up and leave. I'm not going to deal with that. And so and it was just a crazy experience with threats and everything for like 2 weeks. And I got quieter and quieter and quieter about it because I didn't believe anything, really. And then one day, I guess she confided with a old dude, older than me even, in Australia, that she's known for 5 years, a very rich man. He actually lives in Bali, and he's dying of cancer, and he got wind of it, and apparently, well, he reached out to me. I had a conversation with him, and he didn't say a lot, and I don't know what he said to her, but like the next day, I have a completely different person, like 1000% flip. And it's been crazy. Here's how crazy it is. I ask her, well, what about the French guy and everything? She says, I'm single. That's all she'll tell me. But a few days, she's been back home. She has a big pig farm, pumpkin farm, watermelon farm up in Buriram. Now, so a few days ago, two days ago now, she says, I'll see you in a few minutes. I'm like, what? She says, yeah. My brother drove me down here today. I want to see you. Really? This is the equivalent of driving from San Francisco to LA, Buriram to Pattaya. About, 6 hour drive, something, 6-7 hour drive, right? Okay. She comes over for a couple hours, and we have a good heart to heart, and she goes back because she's managing the influx of new pigs for the farm and everything, and a bunch of workers around, and she had needed repairs to do on her place, and she starts opening up because she never would say anything about her life or anything. Now she's sending me pictures, and it's like this is a serious businesswoman. She manages all of this. Both of her parents are dead. At 44 years old, she has no parents, right? I assume no grandparents. So she is like she has 3 children, and so she's becoming like the matriarch of everything, and she lets me into that aspect of her life, and she completely has changed the way she deals with me, and it's so obvious to tell, and I in turn have done the same, and not been so much of like a hound dog, because she is very sexy, and that part of it will remain unsaid, but it's amazing. And sometimes a friend of hers is involved in that, which, if you know the history of what I've blogged about, you would know. And so I'm at the point where I'm like reevaluating my whole life, because if she's going to, what the fuck am I doing here? As fun as it can be, going back to 1986, my first visit here, which is 38 years ago. And I have tons of friends here now and everything, but you know what? I tried to do this back in 2020. That didn't work. I think I have a clue. That that girl was 32 years my junior. 32 years age difference. That's kind of pushing it, right? This girl is 19 years. And I'm thinking, and in fact, I've heard before, I don't know, someone can correct me, but I've heard before, like 20 years is like absolute limit. So I'm pushing that limit, but it doesn't, you know, so she grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's not such a huge difference, an insurmountable difference in terms of thinking, right? And so that's my update. It's all about chicks as always. But you know, I blog a lot about all this, and I put up a post about, you know, does size matter? You can check that out and everything. And this is all various things I do to keep my mind young and in the game and doing what I need to do in order to basically fish for the right opportunity to do something more important with my life, right? Do you get me? Do you feel me? Right? So I can do either one, but what's my preference? My preference would be to do real things in real life with real people and their families I care about, and really just do something really important every day, not some narcissistic thing or, you know, feeling good or whatever, but like, what did you do today to advance the lives of these people in your life that you care about, right? Right? There's one thing that I want to talk about briefly, which is the greatest lesson I've learned through all of this. And that is, Thais put it like this, like they say, don't talk too much. And I didn't really understand the nuance of that and what it really meant at depth. So it comes down to more like, when it, at the end, it's like, don't give out facts and details, information, even if it's completely honest, that there's no need to give out. And this is very difficult for me because of my station as, you know, Richard Nikoley, Free the Animal. My whole thing is transparency. I tell you everything, right? So then I tend to be like that in real life. So like, I have these two girls, they're friends, and even, you know, we have sexual relations together as three people sometimes. It's not lesbian, it's not bi, it's just how it is. And they're close friends. One brought the other to me, and it has persisted, right? And it's not all the time, but it's like kind of when you feel like you want it or you need it, that kind of thing, right? And for them too. So I end up starting to tell each one, because sometimes I'm alone with one or alone with the other. Sometimes it's together. It's complicated, right? So I start like telling everything, like I say, well, the right thing to do is be transparent. She tells me this, I tell the other one, and everything. No. You you tell the other one the stuff between you, tell the other one the stuff between you. And what they choose to reveal to each other is up to them. Big fucking lesson. It's so hilarious. Such a big fucking lesson. And since I stopped doing everything, I stopped fucking up my life. That's a big fucking lesson. And that goes to a wider context of Asian culture. So, in other words, you know, everybody lies to each other all the time, but don't magnify it by talking too much and exposing the little lies people tell each other. That's really what it comes down to. But here's the thing. It's like, well, I'm being honest, and they have to be honest, and I expose the lies. Yeah. Good luck with that, right? Because people are going to lie to each other anyway. So, what you can do, unless it gets harmful, unless it gets very objectively harmful, and then that's when it's time maybe to step in, right? But this is the innocent white lies, or, you know, omissions and whatever that people just naturally do. So let it go, and the thing is, what Thai people tell me all the time, it's not my business. They say that if you tell them too much about something, they say it's not my business. They tell you that. They shut you down, right? So you know, okay, this is not my business. So don't be like this. I reveal everything. I'm transparent to everything. Big lesson for me. Big valuable lesson for me. Well, not so much as a lesson, but as reining myself in from what I do. What is my trademark in Free the Animal is say everything, tell you everything, right? So now I'm having to say, well, I have to speak in more generalities, not name names, just give you a general situation and everything. So if anyone ever sees this, it doesn't get me into the fucking shit it got me into before. All right.